So the focal point is a case in point which is trying for privatization of the infrastructure O&M because there's no incentive for the municipal corporation to operate it. Luckily and thankfully, the Government of Punjab has enacted a new act in 2012 called the Common Industrial Infrastructure Act, which allows an SPV to take over the O&M. What hasn't yet happened is we are working out how to co-fund the SPV, because some money will have to come from the public funds, the rest the industry will contribute. So that's a good step. So one foot, back to foot.
You know, we may not have to go to Taipei for this work. You see the Adani's the silos in Moga. There's not a single grain outside that. You can preserve it for 4 years without losing anything. And at different levels, there are the temperature meters, humidity meters, and it's centrally controlled in the computer. And it is loaded in bulk, it's removed in bulk, and all this. The example is available for us. So I think the more the money we spend on production more and more, if part of that we spend it on storage, scientific storage, I think will be much better. The other problem is even when you have the public distribution system so far, there was one report that one politician, MP who was elected 3 times to the parliament, in 10 years he diverted $10 billion worth of food grain from UP to Bengal and to Nepal. And still he was voted again and again for this. The more corrupt you are, more competitive you are to get the vote. This is the problem. So this is when I say vitiated democracy, this is our biggest problem. There is no, then you talk of this MSP. If today you remove the MSP, the price will come down to half of its prices. I guarantee you on this. You have to protect MSP. Look to the philosophy of MSP. It is the government standing as a buyer of last resort in the market. It is not controlling the market. That the prices can go up. Anybody can pay 8 annas more and buy it. So I think this is the best system we have to protect the farmers. In fact, in the beginning, it was not supposed to be meeting all the costs and the profits of the farmer. It was to keep him in the business in adverse time, when there is a glut in the market and there are no buyers. Now we have become the major purchaser of because of food security and the public distribution system. I think India has got one of the best system on this MSP prices. It is announced for 24 commodities, and the government stands only buyer of last resort with a procurement. So I think we should not condemn this system. It is protecting the farmers and protecting the food. The only thing is what we produce has to be preserved and conserved and taken care of, so that it becomes exportable. You have rightly said that the non-tariff barrier. Our consignments are rejected by countries like even Iraq. And when we say this is it can be consumed as animal feed, well, we have to remember if some grains are not fit for human consumption, it's also not fit for the consumption of the animals. So I think we have a wastage, we have the corruption, we have the thefts on this coming, which is creating a problem. If we check that, we don't need to produce more.
Professor, I disagree entirely. That's with my problem. Farmers, companies, people don't need protection. They need competition. Competition is relentless. Competition kills the non-competitive. And if we don't compete, we don't have a future. If Punjab agriculture does not compete, it doesn't have a future. Salt farmers don't have a future. They're going to run out of water in 10, 15, 20 years. All of us are going to be affected by that because we don't have a market for water. So with that rather somber thought, I must leave you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Parvantar Singh. It was fantastic. I'm sure everybody enjoyed both the session also and the Q&A also. So, Dr. Sir, most of the things, in fact, almost all of the things you mentioned in a very non-government fashion, but for one thing. You mentioned the next topic, but you didn't mention the date. The next topic is ease of regulatory compliances. Yeah, so with this note, I will request Dr. Khan to please come for a word of thanks.
It was an amazing session. He's a doctor by education, bureaucrat by profession, and I feel he's a professor at heart. The way he tried to explain the concepts was amazing, and no doubt we had a very, very good interactive session after his lecture. That shows the competence that he could elucidate the discussion. Amazing, amazing, very good. And then the golden words, faith, trust and confidence. Yes, if we have faith, I would like to agree with you very, very strongly. You talked about East Asia or the Asian tigers, what they have done. As Ambassador Deepak Bohra said, 1960s, Africa was doing amazingly well. Rather, it just started. And the best of the economists of the world, or the people who were projecting what will happen in the world in the next decades, they gave Africa as the sunrise continent of the world, to looking up to Africa. And then parts of Asia, they were expecting to do well. And then Sri Lanka, Bangladesh were the countries which were projected to do very well in the next years, but it didn't happen. The countries which came up were Asian tigers. Hardly had any raw material, hardly had anything with them. They had only human capital. They worked, and they showed to the rest of the world it is not the natural good climate or the raw material or other factors which economists thought are important for production. They produced. They've done amazingly well. And then your last comment about competition, I could agree more. In 1991, when we were, India was liberalizing, or we were coming out of our inspector regime, the situation was so bad that some of the top industries at that time, they could not stop it. The situation was so bad, we had to go with the flow, we had to open up, we opened up. And we see the results. The competition in the same city in Ludhiana, and the same people who were producing the same product 20 years ago, their product is at least 10 times better today. We are competing with the best in quality in the world. We are second to nobody. We could sell anything in 1991 or before that. Today we have to sell only the best. And we are actually producing the best. Not only in Ludhiana, I talk about the industry of India. Could anyone have ever thought of that our automobiles will compete at the world level? 1991, prior to that, we had Fiat and we had our ambassadors, and we were too happy with them. Some of us are too happy with ambassadors even today. But today, our auto companies, you see our cars, Indian-made cars in America, you see them in Australia, you see them in Africa, you see them in Europe, everywhere. And our own Hero Honda is the largest selling bike in the world. We are doing very well. I'm very, very bullish on India. I feel India is the place to be in. Today, India is the place to be in. You see India from a foreigner's point of view. India alone has a bigger economy than 57 countries of Africa put together. We have bigger GDP. And maybe all of you know it, I'll reiterate, we are today the third largest economy in the world. Today nobody measures economy in dollar terms, we measure economy in purchasing power parity. We overtook Japan about a year ago. America, China and India, we are third largest economy. In purchasing power parity, just in simple terms, what you can buy with a dollar in India, what you can buy with a dollar in America. In India you can buy practically 3 times, that means we are actually producing 3 times more. We are a very big economy and we have a future. Many of us will see that we will get the respect we deserve. We are already getting the respect. Anywhere in the world we say we are from India, people respect us. People respect us. Not only we are going to have very good relations with ASEAN, and in 2 years we'll have the proper agreement. European Union Now the whole of Europe, they want a free trade agreement with India. They are pushing it, not India. They are pushing it. They want to do trade with India, free trade agreement, because India again is a bigger population than whole of Europe put together. India is a bigger market than whole of Europe put together. And India is going to be the place. And Dr. Saab, we'll request you again to come and generate such a great interest in the discussions in the audience. It is an honor to have you, and it is an honor to have so many senior people here in this meeting and then participating in the discussions. We thank you all for coming to this meeting, and before we request you for dinner, I'll request Mr. D.L. Sharma, past president, to present a memento to our guest. Thank you all. It was a pleasure. Kindly join us for dinner.